everyone, welcome to Engineer Science YouTube channel, and this is our second lecture of evaporation, vapor pressure and boiling series. In this lecture we are going to discuss the mechanism of evaporation in more detail, but if you want to if you want to learn the basic definition and the basic concept of evaporation, then you should watch a video of lecture number 1 of this series, and I will definitely give the link of that video in the description. So go to the description and go to the link in the description and watch this video, and then you can more easily understand this mechanism. So let's start the mechanism. I told you in the previous lecture that the molecules which are at the surface of the liquid are under lower pressure as compared to the molecules which are present inside the body of the liquid. The reason of the higher pressure on this molecule which is present inside the body of the liquid is that this molecule is experiencing the atmospheric pressure, which is 14.7 psi usually, and as well as it is experiencing the pressure of this hydrostatic column of the liquid, which is rho g h. H is representing the depth of this molecule from the surface of the liquid. It is experiencing the atmospheric pressure as well as the hydrostatic pressure of the column of liquid. That's why this molecule is under higher pressure, and this molecule which is present at the surface of the liquid is at lower pressure. And due to the since it is at lower pressure, so it has more easiness of flow. It can move more easily. So that's why this molecule possesses greater amount of kinetic energy, whereas this molecules cannot move as easily as surface molecule. So this molecules has low amount of kinetic energy as compared to the surface molecule. Now let's come to the mechanism. We know that these surface molecules are at greater energy level, whereas these molecules which are present inside the body of the liquid are at lower energy levels. So when these molecules collide with the surface molecules, they transfer some amount of energy to the surface molecules, because we discussed in point number 1 of previous lecture that when two molecules collide with each other, the energy transfer process takes place between these two molecules. So when this molecule which is present inside the body of the liquid collide with this surface molecule, the energy transfer process take place between these two molecules, and this molecule transfer its energy to the surface molecule. This molecule, that is a surface molecule, is already at higher energy level. So when this molecule gets the energy after collision from this molecule from that is present inside the body of the liquid, now this molecule become more excited and its energy level becomes strong enough to overcome the attractive forces of the liquid. Now this molecule is capable to overcome the intermolecular forces of the liquid, so it break its bond of intermolecular forces and join the atmosphere, means turned into the gaseous phase. Similarly, these molecules, when this get energy from its lower molecules which are present inside the body of the liquid, its energy level is raised and it leaves the surface of the liquid and join the atmosphere. Similarly, the same same process happens in all the surface molecules. So all these surface molecules becomes highly energetic by getting extra amount of energy from the molecules which are present adjacent to them in the body of the liquid. These molecules become excited and hence join the atmosphere by breaking the intermolecular forces bond. Now the point which is necessary which is required to understand here is that when these molecules transfer their energy to these molecules which are present on the surface, then they become excited and join the atmosphere. Now we can say that the overall energy value of the system is reduced, because these molecules energies and some of the energy which are transferred to these molecules from the body of the liquid is now become the part of the atmosphere. So we can say after evaporation, after the escaping of molecules from the surface of the liquid, the overall energy value of the liquid system is decreased. Hence, we know that when the kinetic energy value of the system is decreased, then ultimately it will affect the temperature of the system. So, if the kinetic energy of the system is decreased due to the escaping of molecules from the surface of the liquid to the atmosphere. The kinetic energy value is decreased. Ultimately, the temperature is also decreased because temperature and kinetic energy have direct relation with each other. Now, if we want to say, then we can say that the temperature of the liquid system before evaporation and the temperature of the liquid system after evaporation are different, and after evaporation the temperature value is lower than the temperature value before evaporation. So we can say temperature of the liquid system before evaporation is greater than the temperature of the liquid system after evaporation. Since we can see that due to evaporation the overall temperature of the system is reduced, so we can say that evaporation is an endothermic reaction, endothermic process. Evaporation is an endothermic process, which means that it extracts heat from its which we can say that the surface molecules extract heat from the molecules which are present inside the body of the liquid and turn into the vapor phase or gaseous phase. So the overall temperature of the system is decreased, and due to this reason the evaporation produces a cooling effect. Since evaporation is an endothermic reaction, that's why it always produced a cooling effect. Whenever there is an evaporation process, you always feel some cooling effect. Suppose we spray some perfume on your hands, then you can feel that after some time the temperature of your hand is reduced. You can clearly feel the cooling effects on your hand. Similarly, if you spray some petrol on your hands, then after some seconds you can feel the cooling effect on your hand. So all these cooling effects are due to the evaporation process. In the coming video we will discuss that on what are the factors which are affecting the evaporation, and we will discuss some of obviously we will discuss some of these factors. We cannot discuss all the factors in detail, but we will discuss the major factors which are necessary to understand and affecting the rate of evaporation, because the rate of evaporation can vary from liquids to liquids, as well as in the same given liquids the rate of evaporation can be different. So we are going to discuss all these factors in the coming video, so keep watching the videos. Thank you.